Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising, my people, on this wonderful, wonderful day that the Lord has blessed and made and allowed us to see, man. As I always say, man, look, today gonna be a great day. Today gonna be a wonderful day. Today gonna be a prosperous day. Man, declare that, decree that, uh, speak that, claim that over your life, all in the name of Yahusha, man. Look, today gonna be a great day. Today gonna be a wonderful day, man. Get outside and enjoy God's creation, man. Don't let the enemy keep you down, man. Look, we all going through things in life, man, but look, don't let whatever you're going through in life, man, keep you down. Don't let it get you in a depressed mode to the point where, man, you just give up on life, man. You ain't got to give up on life. All you got to do is turn your situation over to God, turn your battle, whatever it is that you're going through, man. God said the battle, the fight is not yours anyway. It's already been won. All you got to do is stand still and see the victory that he going to bring you, man. So while you stressing about it, while you thinking about it, while you talking about it, while whatever it is, man, look, just give it over to God, man. God got you, man. God said he'll never leave you nor forsake you. He'll always be there. That's one thing I do know, that God will never leave you nor forsake you. I know sometimes I feel like, man, God don't left me. I can't hear God and this and that. Sometimes the reason why we feel like that because we've been on turn our back on God. Sometimes I feel like we can't hear from God because, man, the stuff that we out here doing, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes God just take your hands off you sometime for a minute and let you go on about your merry way and let you hit it red on before he step in. But one thing about it, God will is always gonna prevail. So whatever God will for you, man, look, hey, you just gotta go through it. And you just gotta continue on, you know what I'm saying, trusting in God, believing in God, and walking with God, man. But like I always tell people, man, look, get your relationship with God, man. Surrender and submit your life over to God, man. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of God, man. Stop running from God and run to God, man. Uh, Stop trying to handle life by yourself, because you don't have to handle you don't have to handle life by yourself, man. You don't have to handle life by yourself. You know, we all out here trying to, you know what I'm saying, just live life. But sometimes, man, we choose the wrong direction. We choose to hang around the wrong people. We choose the wrong environment, which sometimes lead us down a path which God never wanted us to go down anyway, called a path of destruction. And so many of us, man, we don't been down that journey. I don't been down that journey, man. Well, we were just out there doing whatever it is that we wanted to do. We had no care in the world, nothing like that. And at the end of the day, whatever happened, man. But at the end of the day, you can't give up on God, man. You can't give up on God, man, cause God never give up on us. No matter what we do in life, no matter what road we take, no matter what journey we take, man, God don't give up on us. So why we out here giving up on God, man? We just gotta continue our relationship with him, man. Get your relationship with God if you ain't got one, man. You ain't gotta go out here and talk to these pastors and get into these churches and whatever, because at the end of the day, God ain't even in them places anyway. You feel me? God ain't in them places no more, man. God telling people come up out them places anyway. God want a personal one-on-one relationship with you, man. God want to talk to you one-on-one. He don't need nobody else to intercede for him or whatever the case may be. Yeah, God uses people. He uses me. I'm a vessel, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, if God want to reach you, man, he can reach you the same way he reached me. So you don't need nobody to be interceding. You don't need them people, man. At the end of the day, all you just need a one-on-one with God. Go sit down and have a talk with God, man. Pray. Tell God about your trouble, about your problem, man. One thing I tell people, man, never be afraid to talk to God, man. Because God sit high, he look low. You know everything that's going on in the world. You know everything that you're doing. You can't hide nothing from God, man. You can't hide nothing from God. So if you're out there doing wrong, God see it. If you're out there doing right, God see it. So at the end of the day, man, you just got to trust God. You just got to continue to believe in him, man. Walk with him faithfully, man. Get on your spiritual journey, man. Continue to just walk in obedience to God, man. You know what I'm saying? Spend some time with God. Make some time for God, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, look, God gave us a powerful tool that so many people forget to use in this day or age. And it's prayer, man. Prayer is one of the most powerful tools that we can use. And some people like, well, I don't know how to pray. Man, look, the same way you have a conversation with your homeboys or your homegirl, you sit on the phone, tell people about your problem. Man, that's all praying is. You going to God with whatever is on your heart. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all like him, y'all run to people before you run to God. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person where, man, look, all I ever had was God in my life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had nobody to run to. I ain't never had nobody to vent to. Man, at a young age, I was in my bed, looking up at the ceiling with tears in my eyes, crying, talking to God. My journey, my relationship started with God at a young age. I ain't out here bragging, I ain't boasting. I'm just letting you know that, man, you gotta have that relationship with God, man. You talk to God, God gonna talk back. He might not talk back physically, you know, God talk in many ways. He talked through dreams, he talked through vision. He sent other people with a word or confirmation, or, you know what I'm saying, God to talk to you himself. But, man, at the end of the day, prayer is the most powerful thing that we have, that we can connect with God with. Just talking to him, just pouring your heart out to God, letting God know that, man, look, God, look, this is what I'm going through. God, look, I know this ain't right. Blase, whatever, whatever it is that you need to talk to God about. And you leave it in his hand, and you just leave it in his hand, man, trusting that God, you know what I'm saying, he gonna answer that prayer in his time and his way. But not only that, man, you know, you got fasting. You know, God said, how be it, you know, if y'all reading y'all Bible, if you turn to Matthew chapter 17 and you read Matthew chapter 17, it talks about the boy who had a demon. He had a demon possessed in him, and God disciples were trying to cast him up out of him. But God told him, said, you know, you lack faith, or whatever the case may be. But he also told him, how big this spirit, or whatever the case may be, is only gonna be removed by what? Praying and fasting. So some things in your life, man, you're gonna have to pray, but you're gonna have to also add some fasting to it. You're gonna have to pray and fast about it. Some things, man, is only gonna be removed just by praying and fasting, man. I don't know what you're going through in life. I don't know what type of drama, type of issue, whatever it is, what type of spirit that may be up on you, that may be attacking you. But, man, look, prayer and fasting is the most powerful tool. You put them things together, man. I'm talking about, you see, man, but you also got some people tell you that you got to be careful when you fasting, because it opened up the spiritual portal, and sometimes you think you hearing God, and it really not. So you just got to be careful with that. But at the end of the day, like I tell people, man, shoot, praying and fasting, man, look, use it, man. Pull away from that table, man. Everybody want to do this little, I can't say it how I want to see it, God, but everybody want to do this little pump fasting, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna fast from my phone, I'm gonna fast from social media, or I'm gonna fast from TV. Man, no, fast from that table. Push away from that table. Ain't nothing wrong with pushing away from that table, because what people fail to realize, fasting is also good for your health. You know what I'm saying? It cleanses your body, man. It 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 get rid of those impurities that doesn't need to be inside your body, man. Fasting is just not only spiritually, but it's healthy as well, man. You know, your gut need some rest. Your gut need to be cleansed from all that poisoning that you put in your body, the alcohol, the smoking, all the fast food, all this food that we putting inside our body, all this stuff we putting inside our body that is slowly killing us, that is slowly harming us. Man, sometimes you gotta go on a 2-3 day fast, man. You know what I'm saying? But God will give you the strength and the instruction, the guidance, whatever the case may be, to, you know what I'm saying, get through your fasting. But, man, at the end of the day, we know we can't do nothing by ourselves. We can't depend on our own strength. We can't lean on our own strength, man. We got to trust God. We got to lean on him. We got to depend on him, man. But Man, look, whatever it is that you're going through in life, man, look, pray about it, fast about it, give it over to God, man. And just trust and believe that, man, look, that God got your back. That God gonna turn your situation around, that he gonna change whatever it is that you're going through in life, man. He gonna change it, man. He gonna change it. He gonna change it. He gonna change it, man. I don't seen God move. You know what I'm saying? Even though sometimes God done told me some stuff, but I still was kind of disobedient to God. God was telling me some stuff. But then God began to show me. He was like, sometimes God got to show you. You feel me? And it's like, sometimes, man, I got to tell people, I ain't perfect. I don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, man, sometimes God got to show you who he really is. Sometimes God got to show you the power that he holds in order to make you a believer. And this is why I tell people, the only way that you're going to become a believer in God is you got to try him. You got to try him at his words. You got to, don't test God. I said, try him. Try him. And see that, man, God is faithful. See that God is loving. See that God is kind. See that, man, God got your back through those storms, through those trying times, man, through whatever it is that you may go through in life, man. Look, you ain't got to be out here, man, doing all this crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you may be doing, man, all you got to do is just, man, look, turn your life over to God. Get your relationship with him, man, and see that. And just ask God to lead you and guide you, man. You know what I'm saying? Just ask God to lead you and guide you, man. God is the author and the creator of your life. God wrote your life out before you would even ever thought of. God did all that. He had a appointed time for everything, appointed people, divine connection, and all that. All you just got to do is walk it out with God. All you just got to do is trust. All you got to do is say, God, I surrender and submit over to you. Which, I ain't going to lie, man. Surrender and submit over to God. I ain't going to say it hard, but, man, sometimes we make it hard because something that God be asking us to do or something that God be asking us to let go of, man, we don't really be want to do it or we want to let go of it. So, but, man, surrendering and submitting over to God is very important, man, because that's the only way that God gonna be able to lead you and guide you, man. And everybody got their own path, everybody got their own journey, man, that they gotta walk. And sometimes, man, you gotta walk it alone. You feel me? You gotta, sometimes, man, you gotta walk it alone, man, and it just is what it is, you know. You can't take everybody with you where God's trying to take you. Everybody can't go with you. And that's, man, one of the reasons why so many people, life is in a shamble right about now because they don't want to cut ties with people, places, and things that God is asking them to do. And you are looking at God, talking about, God, why I'm going through this and why I'm going through that. Maybe because you're not doing what God asked you to do. Maybe you're not letting go of some things that God don't ask you to let go of. Maybe you're not letting go of some people that God don't ask you to let go of. Because at the end of the day, in order for God to bless you, in order for God to prosper you, in order for God to elevate you, or whatever the case may be, man, look, you're going to have to cut some things off. You're going to have to cut some umbilical cords. Got to cut some people off, man. And at the end of the day, it hurts. But at the end of the day, like I said, everybody can't go where God trying to take you, man. And it's painful because you got to cut family members off. Got to cut kids off. Like, it's painful. But at the same time, man, look, we just know that it's just something that has to happen, man, you know. That's why I always tell people, man, you got to go read Matthew chapter 10, starting at verse, I want to say 33 or 34. I think it's Matthew chapter 10, verses 34 through 39. Read that, man. And God tell you that, hey, you're not worthy of him if you love these things or love these people more than him. If you love your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, man, like, you're not worthy of God. Because, man, when God begin to move in your life, man, you're going to have to cut some people out. You're going to have to separate. And you talking about some, man, but I love my mama. I love my dad. I love my sister. I love my brother. I love my kid. But God asking you to separate yourself or to do this and do that. You like, I can't do it. Now you being disobedient to God. Now you can't get what God trying to take you. You know what I'm saying? But they just what it is, man. You know, we gotta love God more than we love people. They gotta be the number one relationship, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, man, God will send people in your life who are more family, more loyal than your own family, man. You just gotta trust them. God replaces people, man. That's one thing about it. We be so stuck on this because that's what we were raised. Like, you gotta stick with family. You gotta stick with family. But man, sometimes family be your downfall. Sometimes family be the ones who hurt you. Sometimes family be the ones who betray you. Sometimes family be the ones who steal from you. You know what I'm saying? All that right there. You just gotta trust God, man. God got people out there for you that He want to connect you with, opportunities and whatever the case may be. But if you're not in the business of having to cut some people off or having to leave some people, well, they just like in the Bible where God told Abraham to leave this place and go to this place that I have for you. So at the end of the day, he had to leave his mama, his daddy, his family, his kindreds, all there, and go to the place where God had for him. And man, I'm quite sure that it hurted Abraham to have to leave his mama, his daddy, his family, his kindreds, and go to a place where God had. But when the place that God was sending him, man, God had other people for him. So at the end of the day, you just gotta realize, man, sometimes, look, I gotta cut family off. I gotta cut people off and be obedient to God and do what God said me to do. You know, it gonna hurt, because it hurt me, man. I ain't gonna lie. It hurts, man, when you gotta cut people off that you love. But at the same time, you gotta be obedient to God, man. But hey, at the end of the day, God got your back. God said He'll never leave you nor forsake you. And I can really honestly stand on that and say God ain't lying. Cause God ain't never left me through all the drama, through all the stuff I've been through in life. Man, I know God right there with me. The times where those dark and lonely nights, I know God right there with me. Those times where I was doing dumb stuff, getting high, drinking, driving. Man, I know God right there with me. Even when I was locked up, I know God right there with me. So at the end of the day, I'll never turn my back on God, because I know God gonna always be there. Do I question God sometimes? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I know God right there with me. So, but hey, today gonna be a great day, man. Today gonna be a wonderful day, man. Declare that, decree that, speak that over your life, man. Speak life over your situation. Speak life over your family. Speak life over your job. Speak life over your career, man. Speak life over your kids, man. Just continue to speak life, man. Stay positive, not negative, man. And just continue on walking with God, trusting in Him. Man, God got you, man. Don't give up on God, because God ain't gonna give up on you, man. But at the end of the day, man, look, I love y'all. Stay prayed up. Keep your head up, man. If you ain't got a relationship with God, get you one. And if you got one, man, just continue to grow it, because that's the most important relationship, man. Without that relationship, ain't nothing else gonna go right in your life, man. But other than that, man, look, I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Have a blissful and prosperous day. And until next time, man, y'all know my saying, when God give it to me, best believe I'm bringing it to y'all. But hey, other than that, man, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Until next time, man. Peace.